Welcome to the Queen's Lair, a lifestyle podcast. Get inspired by our latest tips and information about small business, entrepreneurship, natural hair, travel, food, and even relationships. Stay tuned for another great episode. I am your host, Renee Patrice. Hey everyone, welcome back to my podcast. Thank you so much for tuning in. Happy New Year. It is 2024. Can you even believe it? Oh my goodness. Well, I'm going to tell you right now, so many things have changed. I am officially back up north in the tri-state area. You guys know, well, maybe some of you don't know, or new listeners that may not know if you can't tell by now. But I am a native New Yorker. Grew up in New York my whole life. And, well, I don't even know if I could even say that, because I was in New York until my early 20s. And then I had not been back to New York or in the tri-state area for many years. But I am a New York City girl. Born and raised in Queens, of Jamaican heritage. And when I say Jamaican heritage, I mean my mom and my dad are both from Jamaica, so big up all them Jamaicans, them. Y'all know what it do. But yeah, I just want to check in with you guys and, just really, man, I feel like I'm kind of in this Zen mode. I feel like I'm in this mode where nobody can come at me with negativity. Nobody can come at me with foolishness. I see right through it. I ask God all the time to show me things that are not serving me. And I'm in that mode. Like, anything that's not serving me in a positive form has to go. That includes professional, personal. It could be friends. It could be family. I really am in the era of, if it's somebody that has to be in my life, even if it's family, I gotta love them from afar. My dad always used to say that. I don't know, I mentioned that here on this podcast before, but sometimes it really is true. I never used to like when he would say that, because I always thought it was very cold, but it's not. Peace is everything. Peace is everything. And I'm so glad that I have gotten to the place where I have found this peace. I'm a pretty peace-ish type person. I don't really get riled up very easily. I'm very level-headed and even-keeled. But there's some times where different personalities will clash, and you just find yourself being triggered by certain situations or people, things. And I find myself not getting riled up with the things that used to trigger me, or the things that used to make me uneasy. I have found that those things, not that they will never affect me at all, because we're human, but they don't affect me the way that they used to. And I literally had to pray for that. I had to pray to God for that level of peace, that level of, you could even say unbothered, And actually, I read a great book recently. Not a person that you think I would mention, but Omarion wrote a book called Unbothered. And it was like one of the best books I read in 2023. And you're like, Omarion, yes. Run, don't walk to go get this book. It is so well written. It is well presented. And when I tell you, when you get to a place of peace, true peace, and just finding a level of joy in your life, there is not a lot that can come in and do damage, but you have to take care of that mental health piece. You have to make sure that people are not stealing your joy. And I will tell you, Omarion's book was very good for this. The name of the book is Unbothered: The Power of Choosing Joy. And that is exactly what I have decided to do. I didn't just start today, January 1st. I started last year, so that by the time I got to January 1st, it was really going to be like an amazing reset. You don't have to do this at the top of the year. You can do it in the middle of the year. You can do it November 15th. You can do it whatever the day of the year that you want. But the reason why a lot of people do resets at the top of the year, because it's going into a new year, and it's a very poignant time to do resets, whether it's with your mental health, your diet, your family, your spiritual life, whatever it is, your work life. It's always a great time to do reset in the beginning of the year when you start a new year. It's much more concrete, I think. And I think it's easier for people to think in concrete forms. But I did start a little bit late in the fall of 2023, so that by the time January 1st got here, I would already be in a routine. And when I tell you I'm in a routine, that is wonderful. It is a routine of thankfulness. It is a routine of gratefulness. It is a routine of not why is this happening to me, but what is this trying to teach me? And you guys know we had a whole episode about that phrase. I no longer look at things of why is this attacking me, or why is this happening, or what am I going to learn from this? Why was I chosen to experience or go through the things that are happening? I flip it. I flip it around so that I can learn. I flip it around so that I can glean some sort of understanding. Because whatever I learn is only going to help me in another section of my life, which I may not even know what's coming, So I look at things, what can I learn from this? What can I glean from this? What can I take from this to build up my personal life, my business life, whatever it is that you have going on? What can I do to take all the positive from this? Because negative is always going to be there. People, if you could be the most positive person ever, people will be negative. It's just the way of the world. But you have to understand, even the negative in your life is there for a reason. Learn from it and take it and flip it into a positive. That's what you have to do. I mean, what are you going to do? Drag yourself down? Don't you be the person to drag someone up, not the person that drags someone down. Be the one to lead in a positive direction rather than fall into, the cancel culture and all of the negative things that we see, especially if you're a person that partakes in social media, which a lot of us do, for personal reasons, for business reasons, and so on. Be the person, be the light. When there's all this messy, mucky darkness, be the light. So that is what I have promised myself. That is what I have prayed to God for, to be a light. So people can look back and say, you know what, that Renee, she was a light in this world. She brought positivity wherever she went. that's the sort of legacy that you want to leave. That's the sort of thing that, because you don't know who's watching. There may be people that are watching you, that are looking up to you, that are trying to learn from you that you don't even know. Sometimes there are people that see you as a mentor and you've never even had a conversation with them. This is for those people. Be a light. So it's January 1st, 2024. Let's get out there. And I know people say, oh, first of the year, everybody always talks big. I'm not even talking big. I'm just saying be a light. Be positive. I'm not telling you you got to do these 10 things for your business. I'm not telling you you have to talk to these people and get back in relationships with people that were severed for whatever reason because we was mad and we said things we didn't mean. I'm not even telling you to do all that. All I'm saying is to just be a light. We have enough darkness in this world. We have enough evil in this world. Be a light. That's what I'm going to try my best to be. And I'm going to try my best to just choose joy. I'm going to choose myself. I'm going to choose joy. I'm going to choose to be a light. So hopefully you guys understand that. Hopefully, guys, you are getting, something from my podcast every time you tune in. I always get great feedback, but there's a lot of people that I know that are listening that never say anything, and that's okay too. But being a light, especially in this world and all the things that we have seen, the horrible war, the horrible attitudes, and the way that people cancel each other and cut each other down on social media, don't join that crew. Be the opposite. Be the light. We need I would hate to think that the world is more dark than it is light, but sometimes it feels that way. So keep building up on the light side. I need positivity in my life, and that's what I'm going to keep around me. And anything that does not uphold that, it's gone. It's going to be off to the side somewhere, and we're moving forward. Positive vibes only. Okay? So, just to give you guys a little rundown, if this is your first time tuning in, I'm a very practical individual. I speak from the heart. I don't really overly rehearse anything, that I put on my podcast. I speak on, things that are on my mind or things that people ask me to touch on when it comes to business or even personal. I've had people ask about personal relationships and things like that, and I have no problem speaking on those things, but I'm definitely going to keep that format for this year coming up. I am going to work on my podcast. I think Spotify has got the podcasters program together now. It seems like it's pretty smooth the way things are running, so I can jump back in and see how this podcast is going to go and get it monetized again and get those things up and running. I know I told you guys last year, I was very honest, there was a whole lot happening with the transition going from Anchor to podcasters on Spotify, but I love Spotify. You guys know I'm a Spotify fanatic. Pretty much I'm on a Spotify board, where they do all the survey questions and all that kind of stuff. I've been a part of that for almost 2 years now. So, Spotify and I are definitely arm in arm for everything. I absolutely love Spotify. So I'm excited to see where Podcasters is going to go and how it's going to grow in general, and also growing my business, because this is one of my streams of income, which I'm glad to be back working on. So I will update you guys more as we go along. I definitely want to see my podcast getting back to at least once a week. But I wanted to check in on this very first day of 2024. And you guys can find me on all socials at Onyx Queen Media. And I will talk to you guys soon. Bye. Ebates is now Rakuten. The Rakuten cashback button is the helper you need to find cash back while you shop. It even applies coupons automatically at checkout, so you'll always be sure to get the best deal. Make sure that the app is running either on your computer or on your phone. Shop as you normally would online, then get paid by check or through PayPal. Check the link in our description and it'll give you all the information that you need. Rakuten, the cashback button.